Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I gotta hurry up. I do. I gotta hurry up. I have things to do. Okay. Let me just get everything situated. Okay. Get these cards for you. All right. So, got a couple of these. How are you guys doing? How is the weather where you are at? I know that well, there's getting a little crunk in it. The weather is getting a little crunk. Quite a few people are in the negatives, right? Below 0 temps. Yep. That's okay. That's okay. You could go as low as you want. I'm still taking my butt to the gym. I am. So, almost ready, guys. Almost ready. All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me just. Oh my God, -12. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Okay. I just had to sing to myself real quick. -12. Ooh, reading that comment, I'm pretty sure my nipples just fell off. God dang. I'm not that far behind you, if I'm going to be honest. I don't quite know. I think we're like at -9 or something like that. I don't know. It is what it is. It's going to be fine. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is things are changing for the best. The best. Michael says, be careful what you say. Be careful what you say. I had a realization today about the weather and how these like Arctic temperatures are going to affect certain things. And Michael, I was going to share it with you guys. And Michael goes, careful what you say. Careful what you say. I don't care, Michael. Okay. Let's get started. I'm ready. So things are changing for the best. Let's see. All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is this is the topic. This is the topic. The topic. So this is not something that we are invoking. This is not something we're calling to us. This is something that is happening for us. And as it happens for us, it's definitely going to be felt on a human level. Now, you look at this image, right? You look at this image, regular weather, Arctic weather. Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I found a way around what you're telling. Yeah. Think about it. Okay. Regular weather. Right. Arctic weather. What you think is going to happen? Let the squirrel in your brain push start the wheel. Let it push start the wheel because, it's a consequential thing. that's happening right now. It's okay though. It's okay. It's going to give us a sense of insecurity. It's going to give us a little bit of feeling of like, oh no, what's going to happen? Um, what's going to happen is this is going to lead to a clearing of things, right? This can also tie in to what, oh, let me take my glasses off. Sorry. This is also going to tie in to your personal circumstance, your personal connections with other people. Um, some of those connections are becoming super arctic in their temperature, like really cold between you and another person. That's okay. That's okay. When that happens, just know um, there's probably not going to be much that you can harvest from that faltering connection. So this is about accepting. Um, this is about, oh, I never noticed that. I've never had that before. Stop playing with me. Look at the broom. It's a black heart. It's a black heart. I tell you, soul sends me these messages. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay. Soul sent me this one as well. Look. It's wax dripping. That's a black heart. Soul sends me these messages like, boo boo, don't get mad at me. That's okay. I'm not mad at you. So you're doing this out of love. This clearing is going to be out of love. Okay. There are things that are going to be cleared from your life to allow more of your shadow aspects to come forward. Shadow aspects are not intrinsically evil or bad. They are just aspects of you that are rooted more in your shadow. Typically, what is hidden in the shadow, and this is the reality of things, typically, what's hidden in your shadow are the most powerful parts of you. And the reason it is hidden in the shadows is to give you the appropriate, um, how would I put it? The appropriate, I'm drawing a blank. Safety mechanism, fail safe. Oh, fail safe. The appropriate fail safe. Because in order for you to lose your fear of your shadow, you need to have developed a certain degree of maturity, right? So that's why a lot of your most powerful parts are hidden in the shadows. Our fear of the darkness really is rooted in our human progenitors, um, our terrestrial progenitors who had that as part of their survival instinct, right? It's just a natural part. Most people are afraid of the dark to some degree. So the shadow is clearing everything out so that more of your personal power can step forward. Sometimes, in order for that to happen, we need to experience elevations in situation, circumstance, involving adversity. Unfortunately, for many of us, we just kind of stubborn like that. And that's kind of just how we learn. It's not a punishment, it's how we learn. So, yeah, being stubborn is not necessarily a bad thing unless you're being stubborn about things that soul is asking you to allow to shift, to allow to change for the betterment of you and your circumstance, right? This is not something that you need to be protected from. And this is definitely something you've been through before, but you don't remember. Part of what you're going to go through and part of what you're probably already starting to go through is to bring back your awareness of how you overcame that previous circumstance. You've been through something like this before. If you look at it in terms of like our economy, housing bubbles, and things like that, I mean, really, though, it's like every X amount of years, there's going to be a crisis. There's going to be a bubble burst. And then we recover. We recover. We recover because humans, in particular, humans who have a higher frequency level, um, we're just tenacious like that. We can't be held down. We will always, after a certain point of struggle, get right back up and fight back, push back, create new boundaries that we can operate within, shift ourselves. Your adaptability needs to be allowed to come forward. You need to begin really cultivating your adaptability, your ability to acclimate to whatever environment you're being inserted into, right? Or whatever circumstance that soul is surrounding you with. Um, it's just something that helps you to understand how powerful, capable, and adaptable you are. For many of us, we're very agile. We just choose not to use it, right? We're very agile. I would categorize myself as clumsy, unaware of my body and random things like that. The reality is I'm extremely agile if I want to tap into it. Extremely. I can absolutely avoid things if I need to, like physically avoid if I need to. It's a knee-jerk reaction for me. But um oftentimes it's something that I just, I don't tap into it. Boogie. Hey, Boogie. Boogie is my baby cakes. um, Banishment in reverse. This is not a situation that you need to run and hide from or avoid or try and like duck and dodge. No, this is an opportunity for you to face things head on. Head on. Oftentimes, when you choose to do the duck and dodge and hide option, that will embolden whoever is trying you. That will absolutely embolden whoever is trying you. I've had to learn this lesson so many cycles of constant BS. Now, would I say that I didn't need to experience that? No, I absolutely needed to, because short of that, I wouldn't have allowed myself to tap in to who I actually am, right? I wouldn't allow myself to. It is what it is. And what it is what you make it. I say that so much to you guys. You are in full control of the circumstances that you live through. You are in full control of how things will play out. You might not always get what you want when you want it, but if you really want something, go for it. Go for it. I could have sat at home today. I woke up hella early. I was exhausted, but I woke up hella early and I'm like, I'm getting up. I'm getting up. I'm going to the gym, and I'm going with him. My husband was still asleep. I'm like, you're going to get up when you hear me up. You're going to get up. I believe it. Probably because I be hella loud in the bathroom. I leave the faucet on. I'm clinking and clanking, all kind of stuff. Poor man, he has no choice but to wake up because I'm being so loud. Your girl needs to moisturize herself. What? That's what I'm doing. So, yeah, no, we had this conversation on the way home from the gym, and it's like, I realized I had only gone 3 days last week. My body's been exhausted, so I needed to rest. But I felt myself being like, oh, what? I only went 3 days last week and only 5 days the week before. Oh my God. Yeah, totally dramatic. It's okay though. It's okay. I needed to feel that so that I could get to a place where I realized, girl, you were exhausted. What did you want to do? Force yourself to go and get injured? All right. So now you understand. You went as many times as was healthy for you, right? You went toe to toe with whatever circumstance you had to face as many times as you needed based on what is healthy for you. What is healthy for you might not be pleasurable. It just might not. right? When one of my kids had gotten sick recently, uh yeah, they were super duper sick. Oh my god, it was so bad. It was so bad. I've never in his life seen him that sick. And so I began with all of my poultices, and oh boy, they stinkity stank. And I made the mistake of blending raw onion. I shoved his mother effing feet in bags, Ziploc bags with pureed onion. It was the most disgusting thing. But hey, you know what? Miss Barbara O'Neill said to do it. I'm going to do it. I was that desperate. And then I had to, do poultices across his chest. It was not a pleasurable experience, but it sure as hell made him feel better. It prevented him from having to go to the ER again. He continued to steadily improve. I had him drink all of these different teas that did not taste good, but it was necessary. Not everything that will grow you will be pleasurable. Most things that will grow you, most types of changes that cause you to like, ew, you know, cause you to feel some type of negative way, those are the most profound events of your life. Oh my God. I mean, do you realize that? Years ago, I was doing a live stream. I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. I was doing a live stream and I said something along the lines of, I'm very grateful for the life that I live. And I'm the most grateful for the darkest parts, the most difficult parts of my life, because those were the parts that grew me the most, that cultivated the soil in order for me to have the greatest degree of harvest when I was done. Right? And everyone's like, oh my God, really? You're thankful for the hard parts? I'm thankful for everything, but I'm even more thankful for the most difficult parts. The most difficult parts. Oh my gosh. I wish I could share to the degree that is necessary for you guys to understand the intensity of the hardships that I face. And most people don't realize just how severe those things are. Most people don't realize, because it's not that I downplay it. I guess some might say that I downplay it. It's more that I see it for what it is, an increase in the load that I carry in order to increase my degree of strength. It is what it is. Am I going to complain when I go work out? I pushed extra weight today. What did I lift today? I didn't even check. Let me see. Let me celebrate a little something. Oh. um eh, it is what it is. It is what it is. My back's been sore, so I intentionally took it easy today. It is what it is. I lifted 60,000 pounds. It's good enough. It's good enough. It's going to continue the growth, right? It's going to continue. It is what it is. Something I can still celebrate. Um, yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, when I think about it, it's something I absolutely should celebrate, because today I didn't focus on the weight. I focused on the form, because I'm still in the process of fixing the imbalance that gives me a very, very subtle um, asymmetry. I'm still in the process of that. So actually, I should absolutely celebrate that. I should absolutely celebrate that. You see, that's how your soul journey is. If you're looking only for results that are the biggest and the best and the most shiny and glittery, you're going to feel very disappointed. You're going to feel very disappointed. But if you give yourself the appropriate degree of credit for the degree of effort that you placed into this specific part of your journey, knowing that this specific part is only one part of so many different parts, right? I mean, yeah, I did good today. I did good, right? And it's all subjective. Some people will be like, dude, that's hella weight. To me, no, that's mediocre. It's mediocre because I know how much I can push myself. But if I'm only doing it by numbers, basing my assessment of the effort I placed into today, I was going to feel like I just really, I half-assed it. No, I was there. I was present as I did all the things that I did. I did good. I did very good. I achieved what I wanted to achieve. I feel different areas of my back stimulated, awakened, reconnecting. That's damn good. That's damn good. Proud of myself. Because just the fact that I got out of bed and drove all the way to the gym in the middle of a blizzard with negative temperatures. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Give yourself the appropriate credit you deserve. Might not be you at your peak, but it's you showing up for yourself. Right? And keep this in mind, okay? Me at my peak right now, one day is going to be chump change because my peak is going to continue to escalate and climb. I have no limits. I'm going to continue and continue and continue. And as I continue, it's going to continue to rise. Give yourself the appropriate credit that you deserve. Celebrate the small things because the small things are actually big things. Celebrate yourself. Things are changing for the best. As I continue to change for the best, my perception of what my limit is will continue to expand and increase. It's just a natural part of the process. That doesn't make me weak right now just because I know I'm going to continue to build in strength. I might not build in size much more. I got chicken nugget legs. It is what it is. It is what it is. But damn, I can get really defined. Fuck yeah. Just really defined, fucking shredded. I want to see the fibers of my muscles. Ooh. Fuck yeah. I don't care how small I am. I want to see where I can take it. See life in that way, right? Because some people will hear what I'm saying, like, oh my God, she's talking about the gym again. If you say so. If you say so. Don't you know how to apply something to your life? Don't you see that everything I talk about is a theme and it is helping you to guide yourself? Far too many people wait for someone to dictate to them how to think, how to feel, how to move through life. No, that's not my job. That's not my place. That's not my position of authority. No, no. The most powerful thing I can do is share my perspective based on my life experiences and give you the opportunity to decide how this can be applied to your life, your circumstance, your process. Shift the way you see things. Shift the way you see things. It'd be very easy for me to dictate to you. It's very easy. We're not here to take the easy way out. We're here to learn to the degree that we deserve to know about ourselves. Intensification. Things are going to continue to intensify. You just keep right on. You go right ahead. Keep pushing. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Kel. See, Kel gets it. Kel gets it. Let me put you on the screen. Kel says, I love it when you talk about the gym, though. So many parallels to spirituality and life in general, not to mention the badassery. No, but it's true. There are so many parallels to your personal spiritual journey and your life circumstance at large. You see, what I'm trying to do is encourage you to be a free thinker, to begin really consciously living in the front seat, in the throne room, seated in the front as the utmost authority of your life. I mean, how badass is that? Where you're beginning to realize, no, I was never meant to be above you. I'm right there, shoulder to shoulder with you. Not because I'm, trying to pump you up, but because that's the reality of it. You are my equal. You are my equal. You are capable of shifting and changing your life just like I shift and change my own. The shifts that are coming, they're changes that will be for the best. And it might take you time to understand this, to realize this. That's okay. Take the time you need. Go ahead and go through the process. You can be mad if you want. Process life, though, and allow yourself to first acknowledge how you feel right off the bat, process, and then see how it shifts and changes, right? See how it shifts and changes, how it is something that has grown you in the end. You might not realize it while you're going through it. Most of us don't. That's okay. That's part of the process. You are very close to achieving your goal. See what I'm saying? I love that. You're very close. It's always at the final parts of a lesson that we experience the greatest degree of resistance, of discomfort. Years ago, I was going through something like just horrendous, right? Horrendous. And what I was going through, man, it was intended to be very fracturing. It was intended to be extremely destructive. There were other people involved and they were just doing really, really fucked off shit. And I was just like, I don't understand. Why? I don't get it. Like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you act that way? All right. Well, I don't understand because I don't have your heart. I don't have your mindset. And I need to be okay with that. I need to be okay with not understanding why people do hurtful, harmful things on purpose to others with zero provocation. So I came to terms and I understand. I'm never going to understand that because I don't do that. I don't have that kind of heart. I'm not hateful like that. And then I thought I was submitting to soul and it was just so painful. Like I'm already fully bowing to the will of soul. What more do you want? You know what Michael said to me? Because I'm like yelling at soul at this point, right? Michael says, soul wants forehead to floor. It's not enough to bow. Forehead to floor. And that's when I realized in my resistance to my own process, I had developed a degree of inflexibility. And because I became inflexible, although I was bowed very deeply already, I felt like it was full submission to soul. But apparently it wasn't. And in that moment, I realized what it means to fully submit to the will of soul, forehead to floor. And it's in that last inch, couple millimeters, that you are really pushing the boundaries of how far you can go. I used to do yoga for a few years. I used to do Ashtanga. I'm bendy as fuck. I used to be. um, and some of that previous knowledge came rushing forward to this specific circumstance. How do you get those last few millimeters when you've given your all? There's nothing left to give. There's nothing left to give. You release the breath you're holding in. And as you release, you don't force the stretch. You sink into it. So that's what I did. I exhaled all my expectations, all of my frustrations. And as I did that, minuscule space was created. And as that tiny bit of space was created, I found within me room to sink deeper into that bow. You get through these situations. You learn the nuances in what soul is teaching you. And then you carry forward. Don't you ever forget what you went through and how you resolved it. Don't avoid what you've just accomplished. Don't ever forget it. Don't hold a grudge, because that's just like holding your breath. It's impossible to do that for the rest of your life without detrimental effect to you and your function. Exhale, but never forget. Always remember the ways in which you moved through life circumstance so that you can apply it when it's necessary in a future event. So you could sink further into that position of submission to the will of soul, right? Yeah, Kel. Ballet discipline taught me the same thing. You sink into it when there's nothing left to give. You don't force it. You don't tug. You release and allow yourself to settle deeper into the truth of what you are doing. Life is so beautiful. But sometimes even in the beauty, you will feel discomfort. You will feel yourself being stretched in spaces, directions you didn't think you could. It's okay. Not only will you survive, this very process is teaching you about flexible strength. And when you are flexibly strong in your flexibility, my God, it is absolutely improbable that you would shatter under the pressure of what you are learning. It shifts your tensile strength. Simple shift in your perspective absolutely shifts your tensile strength. You are good enough. As you are right now, you are good enough. And what soul is showing you through these difficulties, through these invitations to overcome adversity, soul is showing you not only are you good enough, you also exist beyond just being good enough. That you were carefully created, intentionally designed by God to be exactly who you are. That just being you is fulfilling a purpose you are not yet aware of. You're not aware. That's okay. It doesn't invalidate your purpose or your strength, right? Me and the things that I say in live streams, some people would be like, oh my gosh, you say the most profound things. And I'm like, I'm just being me. I have these opinions, I have these theories. I don't necessarily think I'm right, um, but they're very interesting. And sometimes I feel called to share them, and it is what it is. I'm just sharing thoughts, and I don't expect you to believe or take in as truth or any of that. I'm just sharing thoughts. I don't understand the gravity. I've said this so many times. I don't understand the gravity of my existence. Yet there are those who see the gravity of it. They feel the gravity of it. They are affected by the gravity of it in the most beneficial way. And I don't understand what it is. I don't understand what it is. Do I need to understand? No, I just need to exist. So me not understanding is not me negating that, right? It's just a space of awareness that I need to continue to delve deeper into who I am, how I am, the potential effects I have on others, so that I could better accept, more deeply accept. It's not about changing me. It's not about making me better. It's about releasing the limitations in my perception of myself so that I could already see that I'm good enough as I am, that I'm carefully calibrated by God. Yeah, I was live on TikTok last night and someone comes on, their screen name had like prophetess and then their name. And they're like, Jesus doesn't like the wickedness of something, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, that's funny. You're a prophetess? Huh. You couldn't see that I was the wrong one to do that kind of stuff too? You couldn't see that I'm the wrong one to have that type of conversation with? Hmm. You talking about Jesus. You talking about God. Who do you think made me? You act as though there's another being who can usurp the divine will of God and created me as some divine abomination. Do you believe God is all powerful and the creator of all things? It's either a yes or a no. Because if that's what you believe, by virtue of your beliefs, you must accept God made me as I am. And therefore, what I am doing is not contradictory to the will of God. I still don't understand what I'm doing. Starting to grasp some of it. All I need to know is I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not misleading people. My intentions are rooted in integrity. That's all I need to know, right? That's all you need to know. And as you know more, you will do more. As you get more clarity, you will be able to understand why things unfolded the way they did. And your claim, your grip on shame and guilt will begin to dissolve. And as it dissolves, you begin to liberate yourself to fully exist in your most authentic state, able to see the spaces within you that still harbor toxicity from previous experiences, working on that, not because you're broken, but because you deserve to experience an existence as a whole being, right? As a whole being. Believe in the impossible. And most of us believe it is impossible to work through certain things, certain traumas. Eh? Eh? I don't know that it's impossible. Probably challenging. Probably scary. Impossible? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's a lot of things that people think are impossible. And based on my life experiences, I'm living proof that it is absolutely possible. You guys, I entered into menopause. 2 years ago, I entered into menopause. And then I exited out of it. And then I exited out of it. Took me nearly 2 years. But in those 2 years, I had to put effort. I learned how to love myself to a deeper degree. Things are changing for the best. Had I not gone through that, which was a horrible thing to go through. You look through all my live streams, you don't even have to watch them. Look through the listing of all my live streams in chronological order. The shift in my health from positive to negative is documented. And from negative back to positive is documented. I am living proof that the impossible is absolutely possible. You just have to want it bad enough. You just have to apply yourself. You just have to allow yourself to be guided by divinity. And then what you thought was impossible, you'll realize is absolutely possible. Nothing will come of this situation, but it's in reverse. So this is telling me much will be coming from this situation that you are in. So much growth, so much growth. And in that growth, you will be harvesting in abundance, made strictly for you. Not because you deserve to be spoiled, but because you put the effort into cultivating what needed to be cultivated in order to be able to harvest when the seasons change. Right? When you grow your own food and you put all this effort into it, you see at one point your plant is somehow dying. So you begin to amend the soil, you begin to check the water, you begin to do all of these different things, you do all the necessary steps, always allowing the plant to be what it is and changing all the different things that need to be changed that do not support the growth of that plant. And at the end of the season, because of your effort, that plant not only survived, it has grown the fruits of your labor, ripening in the light of your truth. And when it's time to harvest, you will be enjoying the sweetness of all the work that you did. The sweetness of it. Tell me that's not beautiful. And you say, when you apply that to your spiritual journey, are you broken? Was the plant broken? You're unhealthy. The plant was unhealthy. Did we shame the plant? Did we yell at the plant? Did we say, plant, you're fucking up? No. We said, well, okay, let's look at what's happening. Do we need to amend the soil? Do we fertilizer? Is it the right kind of fertilizer? Are we taking into consideration the pH? Like, what needs to happen? Are there parasites that need to be addressed? Is it too much sun? Not enough sun? What is it? Need more water? Is the water good? Or is it tainted? What is it? At no point do you shame the plant. You look at the circumstance that's not allowing the plant to thrive and you correct the circumstance. One time we moved into a house where my plants started to die. I mean, they were flourishing. And then they started to die. I'm like, is it my energy? What's wrong, plants? Because I fucking love my plants. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? My indoor forest, right? So a couple weeks go by, I continue to water my plants. And then it dawned on me, gosh dang it, we have a water softener. What's that mean? Salt is being infused into the water. Salt kills plants. Salt kills plants. So what did I do? Throw away the plants? Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I don't give up until you're completely shriveled and completely dead. Excuse you. You're going to need to come back to life. So what did I do? In that specific house, we had a reverse osmosis filter. Pure water. That's all they needed. No additional anything. Just pure water. Pure water, and give them the time and the space to heal themselves. The same applies to you. Someone else's salt poisoning your roots, flush that shit out. Flush it out. But don't allow yourself to sit in a space full of water, attempts at something, and allow your roots to rot. I got too lazy one day. I overwatered my ficus. So what did I need to do? All I needed to do was take that dish that's under my big ass pot, dump out the water. Oh no, I couldn't be bothered. So what happened? It began to experience root rot and mold. My poor ficus. Half the leaves turned black. Because I didn't want to put the effort to let go of, to dump out what was excess. I learned. Plant's still alive. It's still alive. You are a divine plant that has a capacity to grow in ways you don't quite realize. Another time we were moving and I have a, what are they called? It's a spotted, hold on. I got to find the name. It starts with a B. Okay. It is not that, nor that, nor that. Begonias, spotted begonias, polka dot begonias. Oh my God, this is so cute, right? So it's super tall. It's super, super tall. I got it from Whole Foods and it was about this tall. And now it's like taller than me. When we moved one time, one of the tallest parts, the tallest like stalks or whatever it's called, it accidentally got snapped off. My son was like, "I'm so sorry, Mom, it broke." And I was like, it's okay. And then a few weeks later, I was just like, it broke already. It is what it is. It didn't mean to. A few weeks later, I look and where it broke, there's about this much growth from that broken part. You see, just because you feel like you broke, just because you have evidence of being broken by someone else, does not suddenly halt your ability to continue to grow, your ability to heal and continue to grow. All you need is to provide yourself with what is necessary. That's all you need to do. Sometimes what is necessary is simply acknowledging, ouch, that hurt. You did something bad to me. I don't think you're safe. I don't think you should be in my life. As a matter of fact, I'm removing your access to me. You might be a good person, but you're not good for me. And I need to acknowledge and accept that, right? Because we go into these spaces where it's like, oh, I don't want to be mean. I don't want them to think that I think they're a bad person. Well, they might be the most amazing person, but if they're unhealthy for you, then they're not good for you. And that's something that needs to be factored in. It's time to take action, but in reverse. So maybe the action that you're taking is rooted more in avoidance than it is in actually addressing what needs to be addressed, right? So you need to address what needs to be addressed. Don't avoid. And sometimes the way you address it is by just quietly sitting in front of it, looking at it, observing from a space of neutral observation. Okay, I got to hurry up because I got to get going. I have sessions about to start. Let me just look at what's happening. Okay. You need to walk your truth, but as you walk your truth, don't lose sight of the fact that what you're walking is a sacred journey. It's not meant to be a linear line. If you force yourself to do things in chronological order, it's not going to work because soul doesn't work in chronological order. Soul does not travel in a linear line. Soul travels haphazardly with no apologies. You have to be still in order for you to recognize the ways in which the circumstance or others might be inviting you to compromise your integrity. Don't ever allow someone else to have that kind of influence over you. And as you come to terms with the process you're in, you need to move forward with compassion. Okay. You cannot shame yourself or be harmful in your communication with yourself because you feel like you should be here already or there or already achieving this or that. No, you're exactly where you need to be. You are exactly where you need to be. Oh, okay. All right. So there's someone who's trying to pretend that they are very, very deep. They're not. They're very superficial in their existence and in their understanding. I'm saying this from a space of neutrality. Um, it's an accurate description of what the card is telling me. They're trying to have influence on you, but their influence is detrimental to you. So don't let them in. Okay. Surface, influence in reverse. This is someone who's trying to present themselves as very, very deep. Therefore, you should listen to them. But their influence is upside down. It robs you of your peace. It gives them a sense of purpose at the cost of your peace and growth. That's not an even exchange. Therefore, it's not something you should agree to. Unity and expectation. If you unify the reality of what you are going through with your expectation, meaning adjusting your expectation to better reflect the reality of the direction you're headed, you will feel whole. Okay. You will feel very whole. Now, that's a very difficult process, but again, it's not impossible. You just let yourself go through it, and then you make adjustments in your perception, your perspective as is appropriate. When you realize um, more profound aspects of your process, you'll begin to better understand how to deepen your understanding and flow more with your journey. Space and discernment, discernment in reverse. You need to hold a space within you where you can hold yourself accountable for your lack of discernment. For some of us, we will ignore our discernment because our discernment tells us truths about others that is difficult for us to accept, right? These truths that your intuition is bringing you, just because it's difficult to accept, does not mean it's erroneous. So hold a space where you could be like, you know what? I knew to some degree, but I had to go through that to reassure myself. I mean, it sucked what I went through, but it helped me in the end to reassure myself that my intuition, it's not just the mean part of me. As a matter of fact, it's not even a mean part, period. It is the part of me that's willing to tell a difficult truth that maybe this person or that circumstance is not the healthiest for me. And for some, it's actually the opposing polarity where you think someone is horrible and you are very averse to them, only to realize that you felt that way not because it was true, but because that person represents a triggering into a deeper existence that you weren't quite ready for. And as you develop the courage, you began to go deeper, just like how that person was designed to trigger you to go deeper. So I would say that you need to trust your process. But even as you trust your process, you have to be present in that process. You have to be part of the decision making. You have to be aware of the various options soul is presenting you. And then leave some wiggle room. Leave some wiggle room. Sometimes it's when we falter in the middle of a process that we open ourselves to learning how to do it more efficiently with minimal risk of injury and unnecessary expenditure. Man, life is so divinely designed. It has a way of correcting itself. It has a way of teaching you things to the depth that is appropriate for you. This divine design has nothing to do with a pain-free life. It has everything to do with providing you the very components that are necessary. Just like the plant needs what it needs, and the farmer must provide whatever the plant needs if you want to harvest the sweetness of the fruits that it grows. So too does life. It gives you everything you need, whether you understand or accept it or not. It gives you everything you need. Remember, things are changing for the best. Flow with it. Give yourself some compassion. Allow yourself to feel whatever you feel, process it, and then keep going. Keep going. You deserve to know who you are after all of this is said and done. And I hope what you find at the end of this process is a version of you that you fall in love with and become friends with. There's nothing more beautiful than that. No longer being enemies with yourself. That makes it so worth it. I gotta go, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I also go live across all social media. Find me, follow me everywhere. I'm Emmy Evolving across the board. And I am in the process of transitioning majority of my time onto TikTok. If you'd like to follow me on this journey still, specifically look for me on TikTok. I'm Evolving. Follow me there. We're not going to leave this community. I want you guys to join me in another space. Find me over there. Join me over there too. I'll still be here as well. But I'm realizing I can't stay in the spaces where I'm the most comfortable and feel the most safe. Our community provides that for me here. But YouTube restricts me. More people need to hear what I have to say for reasons I don't know. So I'm going to put forehead to floor and start shifting in the way Soul's asking me to. Soul has been patient enough. It's time for me to fully bow to its will. I love you guys. I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everybody.